Yeah, and he said, Chometz is the infant Yeshes, like we said. Yeah, it's the infant self-importance and the infant Yeshes. Or if you had to do with some sort of Chometz on Pesach, it's what makes the Ika Kitrug of the Malovim, what they make a Kitrug, you know. It's brought down that they make a Kitrug on their Rosh Hashanah. And so they make a whole, accusation against the Yidden. He said the Ika is because he got mixed up with Chometz. So I asked the question, wait a minute, how many Yidden got mixed up with Chometz? And that's the whole din on Rosh Hashanah, is the Inyan Chometz. Elamai, it could be that you might eat matzah and you might be involved with matzah, but you're not. You are, but you didn't get out of your chometz yet. How do you get out of your chometz if the matzah really becomes part of you? In other words, that the matzah is like, a meikla de asvusa. It's a emes, a healing, like we said from the Yetzer Hara. And that Yetzer Hara, that's what causes you. This Indian for Yeshes, and that's how he talks you into everything. First of all, he plays through your Yeshes, and then he talks you into everything. You follow? He says, you're an important guy. Well, what a Rahmanas of you, you don't have all the good things, and look at Pliny he has, And so it's also due to you, because of the Yeshes and the self-importance, you fall into Chometz, you follow? So the Zohar Kodesh writes Mefurish that it's only for those that they're still in the hands of the Chometz that the whole din of Rosh Hashanah. But if you ate matzah be'emes on Pesach, you're part of the din of Rosh Hashanah. As they state out in the Zohar. But that's a pillar. That's mamish a pillar plus. And it writes there that on Shavuos, they bring the shtei lechem into the Azorah. You know that. They don't put them on the Mizbeach. They bring them into the Azorah. The two, they are chometz. They're made out of chometz. And they're the only korban of any form which is made of chometz. That's the shtei lechem. So the Zohar says at the end of the Chamishim Yom, after the Sphira, they bring on Chag HaShavuos, they bring the Inyan of Chometz into the Azorah. So you know what the Zohar Kodesh says? That's Chometz, but it's not. It's Yiddish Chometz. It's the matzah has been poiled, that the Chometz is also matzah. In other words, you poil that even on what looks like to be Chometz, you can be poil on that it also becomes matzah. And that's the ultimate tachlis. The ultimate tachlis is to be poil on the metzias of the world, that also become matzah. You follow? Through avoida, you can be poil. What you had on Pesach is nimshach in the shvoy. The whole inyan of the shtei lechem on Shavuos is also got to do with matzah. And the ganze inyan is that to make that chometz into matzah. So I see that today, everybody's dreaming around here.
Some meditative music.
It seems that the coffee is fucked today. It's not very powerful coffee. I actually found in a sefer a mockery for falling off the chair when you hear something surprising.
Oh wow!
It's brought down. The two great people were talking one with the other. And I forgot who they were. It's actually mentioned in a sefer, so who they were. And so the one that was standing, he said to the one that was sitting in the chair that he saw by the Baal Shem Tov kat v'kat. And he wasn't so convinced at this moment, the one sitting on the chair, about the Baal Shem Tov. But when he heard that, it's written that he fell off the chair. I got a Mefurish Raya. I have a Mefurish Raya. And there's another story, about the Chidah. That the Chidah met up with somebody in one of his jobs. He traveled for Hebron. he met up with one of these great Rabbanim in Europe, and he also said to him something about the Baal Shem Tov. He told him something, and he was holding a Kiddush cup, and he was just about to make Kiddush, and then the whole cup fell out of his hand. Yeah, as he stayed there before. I don't know why a nobody's not falling off the chair. The whole event Shavuos is also linked up with Pesach. It comes to us that we're broadening our picture, you know. We got the Heilige B'Titcheva said the whole koyah to blow the shofar. Well, that's the koyah that's mevatel the whole sitra. Or that comes from the kashrun and the shayran and all that. Or that's the achonas to Pesach. And then, yeah, we see that if you ate matzah, but in inverted commas, in the right way, then you're not under the whole judgment. So we commit on Rosh Hashanah. It'll be understandable. We spoke about this one. It's brought down in the Torah. The Torah got of course, he wrote all these Sfarim on what's later the Shulchan Aruch, as according to the Seder of the Shulchan Aruch. So the Torah writes that on Erev Rosh Hashanah, which is Yom HaDin, l'chera, the Yidden should all dress up in black. They're going into the din, you know, and they should all maybe leave their hair long, and, you know, like somebody did on a half a morning, he's facing a big din. And he said, no, what do Yidden do? They all take a haircut, and they all go to the mikveh, and they bathe themselves, they get all polished up on Erev Rosh Hashanah. He said, Rosh Hashanah is a din. He said, Ela betuchim heim, shezoichim badin. He said, the Yidden are zicher, that they're going to be zicher badin. And it's brought down in Shulchan Aruch, also the same thing. And it's written in Nehemiah, it's written that you should send the best foods to people that they should be able to eat on Leil Rosh Hashanah. You know, the best food, shashum, mamtokim, and all sorts of amazing things. And you as a public are required to pay attention that everybody get the best foods, yeah, for Leil Rosh. So everybody said, but that's April, the whole Seder. Yeah, Elamai. So what are you so certain? For why are they so certain? Because they went through the union from the Shivas Yemei, a Pesach, and they ate matzah. You follow? Since they ate matzah, they're part of the ganze union. The world is going to go through it, but not them. You follow?
Wow.
It all depends how you eat that matzah on Pesach. You follow? And we see that the matzah, particularly if, according to the way we said at the beginning of this year, that comes about purely mitzad dinim from Gilui Elokus, of Ameri Yom Elechatchila under the Shemesh Havaya. You are under the koyach of Lamayla Miateva. Of Ameri, you just sort of, it's like the old saying that how did the old Yiddish mama make, she didn't have any money, how did she make chicken soup? That she would boil up water and she would put a chicken through the soup and pull him out on the other side. That was it. So she had soup and she had the chicken as well. The same thing with you. Sometimes you go through the world, but you really, you know, you just sort of... yeah. And that's what you told me the other day. It was the outside of Reb Zushia.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Reb Zushia. And so why did the Alter Rebbe say about Reb Zushia that he was the Amos Goyen of all the Talmidim of the Magi? Because Reb Zushia just went through this world like, you know, he just, you know, he was here, but he wasn't the governor. You know, he just went through. You know, it never really affected him. He just went through. Why? Because he was a matzah dicker. Yeah, do you understand? He'd eaten matzah, and that was his whole food. Oh, he ate a bit of chometz as well. Oh, but that was Yiddish chometz. It was like the shtei lechem on Shavuos. He'd made it in. He made the chometz into matzah. We see the whole thing is like a long continuation. There's no break, you know. So what happens on Rosh Hashanah, instead of the Eibishter judging you and looking, because you're a matzah he doesn't, so what does he do, Rosh Hashanah, the Eibishter? He makes a beautiful new world and he gives all the Yidden a good job, you follow? And he writes an Achsima Toiva already. He writes for all the Yidden, particularly those that they ate the matzah in the way we described.
Wow.
They're all written in a good year. What is on the way is Yom Kippur. So what is Yom Kippur? Everybody's potter from the Kitrug. It's brought down in Shulchan Aruch. That's the one day of the year that the SATAN goes home. He's got nothing what to do. Yeah, it's Yom Kippur. Why? Because you're matzah. You're just going through. You're walking with a little bit of matzah. And therefore there's a famous meister that happened by the Alter Rebbe, that there was somebody who needed a really urgent refuah. There's something wrong. So the Alter Rebbe said, we have a meitla das fusa, we have a food of refuah. And he went and broke off a bit of matzah that was left over from his Laila Seder, the Alter Rebbe. And he said, take it and give this bit of matzah to whoever it was. And they went and they gave a little bit of the matzah to this fellow, and he had an amazing refuah. How do you call it? Meitla das fusa. He got healed.
Afikomen?
Yeah. And by the Rebbe there was also a meister. And I knew a person here in Tzfat when I used to come. He had a whole nest with the Rebbe. And I don't remember exactly what the Rebbe told him to give. He had a daughter. He was a survivor of the Shoya, Rahman Nislan, and he had from his second wife. He lost all of his family in the Shoya, and he was married a second time, and they had a daughter. They had a Basakunim, elderly Yid daughter. And she got very, very ill. I don't exactly know. Anyway, somebody told him that he should go to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And eventually he did, and he walked in by he didn't know anything, so he walked in by a Farbrengen. And he tried to get up to the Rebbe's table, and in the end he did. And the Rebbe said to him he's going to give him something to give. And there was one story for sure where the Rebbe told, what's his name, Chadakov, that he should go up to the office and bring down from the matzah that was in the Rebbe's drawer. And there was something left over from the Leila Sefer, the Rebbe, and give it to Klali. Now, whether it was this mice or that was another mice, it could be that what the Rebbe did was pour him out of his kos of wine that he had by the Farbrengen. And I knew this person very well. He was in charge of the Chabad Festival, but he did that for the sake of the Rebbe, because the Rebbe did him this tremendous net. And the Rebbe told him, I'm almost certain that he should give this daughter, and she got, all the doctors said it was a miracle. She got a lot better, almost 100%. She was in a very, very bad situation. So I don't know if she got over absolutely, it wasn't noticeable, but she eventually got married, just before he passed away. He passed away because he wasn't a strong person from the Shoya, and he was in charge. He used to look after the Chabad Festival, and that was before, a long time before Chabad came again, and I knew him. And he gave me a key to the Chabad Festival. It's a whole story.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so we see that the matzah is nimshach, the whole way through. On Rosh Hashanah, the Eibus doesn't have to worry about looking after and being boidig everybody for all their avedas and all their not good things, all their chometz, chas v'shalom, because they don't have. So what does he do? He's mamshich, Chag HaSukkot, first of all, Yom Kippur, where everybody's clean and everybody comes home to the Eibishter. Then Sukkot, what does he do? He takes all the makifim and he gives them away to the Yidden, and then Simchas Torah he says, oh, you and I together, you follow? Yisrael, v'malcho b'chudaihi, they are together, says the Zohar. The king and the Yidden are all together on Simchas Torah. Over Mela, that all goes back to the, how do you call it? It all goes back to the matzah. Over Mela, it's very kedai. And so it's really, there's a maimon from the Rebbe Rashab in Tov Reish Nun. It's not a very well-known Hemshech, but the Hemshech called Tov Reish Nun. And over there, the Rebbe Rashab writes that if you prepare your matzah with emesa elokait, and you do all the minhagim and all the dinim of baking matzah, and you mean good, and you mean mamish l'shem shamayim, then Hashem is mamshit into that matzah of yours. What's written here that it couldn't become matzah because of the chomet, because of the gilui elokus. That occurs by every Yid, that when he eats matzah, he's eating a food which makes it impossible for him to ever do anything against the Ratzon Hashem. Well, so you bring over Mela, Lefisa, it'll be understandable that the Arizal is brought down, and they quote from the Arizal all over the place, but nobody can find where's it written in the Kisvei Arizal. Therefore, some people, make a bit of a suffix about it, whether it's really written. Oh, but the Be'er Haitiv in Shulchan Aruch, he brings it down in Hilchos Pesach. And the Be'er Haitiv writes that the Arizal said that if you are nizam miyamashu chomet, and your mom is very careful, then you will not sin the whole year. You won't ein chet ba al yodei kol hashona hazu. As they shot the Be'er Haitiv in the name of the Arizal. So come along, big, expert librarians and everything, and they say, yeah, but where's that written in the Kisvei Arizal? So you got people searching over, and they don't find exactly where that's written in the Kisvei Arizal. So what they say is, the Be'er Haitiv was a great Elach Yid, he was a very Elach Yid. So you have to believe the Be'er Haitiv that the Arizal said it. That if you really were very careful with your comments, then you won't be over and over kol Torah shona. That makes perfect unity with what's written in the Zohar. And the Harikom, the Arizal was a big bocky what was written in the Zohar, just by the way. That comes to where we're sort of moving. So what I want to suggest to you is, I want to suggest to you that the whole of Yiddishkeit and alle Inyanim are all similar. That there's no one Inyan that's just a Inyan b'fnei atzmai. Everything links up with other things. And if you poil in this particular Inyan, well, that will affect and fruitify what you do in all sorts of other Inyan. For example, the Rambam brings that somebody who's rogio b'tefillin, not just somebody who's mania tefillin, but somebody who's rogio b'tefillin, so the Rambam says, Marik Yomim. And so it's brought down in Sfarim, that why is he Marik Yom? Because he'll be gesund. So therefore it's brought down that putting on tefillin regularly, which Baruch Hashem, anybody who's miscarried the Yiddishkeit does, then that affects your whole life in the sense that you don't become sick easy. You follow? Chas v'sham. So people say, well, we see people who put on tefillin get sick. Oh, that's because they do something which is not, proper. They mess themselves up. You follow? But if they were to just, live with a basic care of what they're doing, they won't get the tefillin, won't let them get to I saw Yiddish in hundreds of inyonim that you find that al yidei, what you do this, well, that affects this and that affects something else. And here we see this whole inyan, the matter going all the way through the whole year. So it affects the whole year. And the Heilige Originator, I go back to him, he said that the din of Rosh Hashanah doesn't finish on Hoshana Rabbah. It's brought down in Shulchan Aruch that it does.
So it's
Hoshana Rabbah. That's like when they give out the pitkaot, Lamaila, they give out the kvitla. And so he says the emes the din is on Chanukah. He said it's not Hoshana Rabbah, but it's on Zois Chanukah. At the end of Chanukah, you've got a chance to still chaparayim, Aksiva, Nasima, Teiva, the whole Cheshvan and Kislev, at Sof Chanukah, and Sof Chanukah is only Teiva. So you got about another 3 months. Had he got a chance after, according to the Heilige Originator, after, Rosh Hashanah. Oh, man, come to Estof, he said that everything is joined up, a kol kashur, and one Indian leads to the other, and what you do with one Indian brings to open a door to the other. Of a Mela, what I want to suggest to you now, towards the end of this class, that is, Kach come with the Geula Shleima. But the Indian, the Geula, it's brought down in the Hemshchaim base, a very amazing thing.
Hey, base?
And and Rabbi Rashab says like this, that he said there are 2 forms of Helem, that he called hiding. He said one is that you have a lavush, a garment, which goes over Elikus, and it blocks Elikus, that it should shine. And that's called a hester, abo alidei lavush. It comes through like a garment. In other words, there's like, as it were, a foreign entity or another entity which is preventing the gilui. And then he said there's another form of hester, that the Eivashter himself, he gives all the hashpurs, and he hides himself. He himself, because of his great withdrawal from the whole Bria, he hides by its own definition of his very Atzmas. He is Behelim, you follow? And that's called the Helim at the Atzmi, the Helim at the Atzmi. So he says, the Rebbe Rashab over there in Iron Base, he said all the Helomis of the Golas are really Helomis of the Eivashter himself. So he said that the Kunta is in the Helem that looks so terrible of the Golas, you have the ability, if you only don't accept that Helem, and you want to get, and you say, we want
Mashiach now!
Yeah. And we want Elikus now, then you have the ability to go to, because it's really him. And he's only hiding himself because that's what he wants for the moment. He wants that you should look for him. You follow? Why does he hide? Because basically he wants you to look for him. Avamela Kumtois, that he writes over there, the Rebbe Rashab, that the whole difference between Golas and Geula is only that we should look for him. And he said, there are certain aspects of the Golas that they did become real Helim v'Hester. They are Helim v'Hester, something that blocks him. But he said, how did that happen? Because you made that. You can make things which will hide the Eivashter be'emes. But he doesn't do it that way. He only hides from you. And he says, like the famous marshal of the Baal Shem Tov, it's like the father that he hides from his son, because he wants his son to look for him. So there's not anything really blocking him from his son. It could be the mamish in the same house. But he's like, as it were, keeping away because he wants the sun to look for him. If he will look for him, then he'll find him for sure. The answer to the whole Golus is that he wants us to look for him. So the Rebbe says, the Rebbe says, Emes of Ad Matai. How long is this going to last? So the Rebbe said that the Friediger, but that's Yud Shvat coming up, and then the Yud Aleph Shvat is only the Rebbe. The Friediger Rebbe, he said that everybody's done it already. Everybody's done tshuva. Everybody's ready. Everybody's looking for the Eivester. So you might say, well, I don't see everybody. Well, you're not a Rebbe, you're not a Rebbe. Of him as a Rebbe's eyes, he saw that everybody was ready. Now, I don't want to go into what he said, could possibly get in the way, because I don't want to become involved in politics and all sorts of things, even though the Rebbe wasn't involved in politics. But anyway, whatever. There's a problematic inyanim that sort of get in the way. So the answer to that is, you just got to drop everything, and you just got to turn to the Eivest and say, we want Moshiach now. Amen. We wanted B'Poel Mamish. And I was there once by the Rebbe. It was Yud Beis Tammuz, Toshim Mem Daled Lahei. I don't remember now. I was on Shabbos. And the Rebbe said that Mashiach is so close and he's so with us that if we will just want, he will come in and double mincha with us. That's what the Rebbe said. He's right around. And if we will really want, he will come in and daven mincha together with us. So you can imagine, everybody went out of their kelim.
They fell off their chairs.
Yeah, they fell off their chairs. The eight is, in this case, not to fall off your chair. The eight in this case is to stay on your chair and, demand with the taker, we want Moshiach now. But when you get to what we're learning, it comes out that it's all really one hemshech. It's not two inyanim. There's a Golus and then there's going to be a Golus. It's all him. It's all the Eivester. It's all just different. So how does it all start? How do you all approach this? That's what the in of Pesach. And therefore it's brought down that Pesach is the emes of Gilui Ha'atzmus. In Chassidus it's written that there are all sorts of Gilui Ha'atzmus, it's brought down in Jewish Chassidus. Worships the emes of Gilui Ha'atzmus is Pesach, because that's the beginning, and that's the opening of the gateway that we can make everything, and that's through the Inaf and Achilas Matzah. And therefore, it's a tremendously important Inaf. So I'm just going to finish off with a little story to show you how important it is. You have to be careful the way you bake matzah. In the old days in Krachabad, I had a chutzah. Every year I baked with them, but unfortunately the guy who ran the whole thing, all of a sudden he passed away. I was totally broken about. So I don't have it anymore, I have to find my matzahs some other way.
Oh no.
But anyway, what was I talking about?
Matzah factory.
Oh, yeah, the matzah. Oh. So this is a story about non-Chassidim. It's a story about the Brisker Rov. You heard about the Brisker Rov. He was a Groisei Elachid.
Chaim Brisker.
And he yelled from the Rebbe Rashab tremendously. Yeah. So the Brisker Rov, he used to